So here we go. It's the Cop Life Podcast.
Fucking like bottle fucking boy. I've drinking about 7 of these already. Hello everybody. To 3 people, to 4 people, to 5 people that are watching. We appreciate you. 6 people now. We're fucking. It's great. For every person that is on this show tonight, I'm gonna fucking drink a bottle or a pint. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Mick. I honestly, mate, I love speaking to you every single day. I love seeing your face on this show, but right now I don't want to be fucking sitting here talking about the footy. But we're going to talk about it anyway because we are Liverpool fans. We want to try and dissect the shit show that we saw this afternoon. But the good thing is we've had a few hours to calm down, because I think if we did the show directly after the game, we might have said a few things that I might have regretted. What about you, Michael?
Yeah, well, we had it set up, didn't we? We had the review pod straight after 2:30, and I just thought there's no point now going on because it was just... do you know what? We didn't even... Speaking overall, we didn't play that bad. Do you know what I mean? We didn't play...
No, you're right.
We didn't play that bad. It was just great goal, and then we're just so prone to brain farts now, and we can't react when they happen. That's the difference.
Brain farts. We fucking shat ourselves. We
shit our pants. However you want to say it.
We farted. It was a little, and then it sort of like just fell through. It just went. Change of undies was definitely fucking needed yet again. Oh, yeah, you're right, mate. I mean, like you said, the game. Sort of that first half. I mean, I'm not to say it was boring, but it was just. It felt like a slog again. It didn't feel like the Liverpool of coming out on the traps. We needed to get 3 points. It was slow. You know, we were creative. Trent looked a lot better. He looked a lot better defensively. You know, Some of the balls he was playing, like that one that was outside of the foot, was incredible. You know, some of the play was really good. But again, it was just a case of just converting those chances. And obviously, Bobby has a point blank one, doesn't he? In the where you just think, right, how's that not fucking gone in? And obviously, you got to say it's a great save from Schmeichel, nice reflex to go in. But how much he knew about it, you know, we don't know, do we? At the end of the day, similar to Dudek in Istanbul, you know, you just fucking put your hand out and just see what happens there. But yeah, it was quite interesting because it's been a long time since we scored a first half goal, Mick.
It has, and I think the longer the game goes on, that I worry more. I mean, I know you text saying like I seem like I'm not bothered when we go in front of goal now, and I felt the exact same. Like even when we were having chances, I wasn't like go on. I was like, if it goes in, it goes in. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Yeah, and so you could say that we didn't take our chance, like the Bobby one. If he clips that nicely, it was a bit. The ball by Salah was overplayed slightly, so he had quite a bit to do, but. There was chances there, like Salah was 1-on-1, wasn't he? And he kind of stood on the ball, and you're like, "Fucking hell, that needs to go in." And you expect a player of that caliber to do that, and when he doesn't, it can come back to bite it on the arse, which ultimately it did at the end of the game. Albeit he did score a fucking tremendous goal to put us 1-0 up. So
yeah, he did, mate. He did, and it was just a floater. You know, considering we've talking about shitting before, it was a floater, wasn't it? It was great just to go into that far corner, and yeah, Bobby with a beautiful little flick. And Dan's just comment saying the shit show. 75 minutes was one of our best performances. Yeah, Dan, you're absolutely right. It was one of our best performances, but we've been shit for ages. And the entire game was a shit show. That's what I mean. The losing 3-1 to Leicester is a shit show in my book because we should be fucking beating them. And they are a good side, mate. You're absolutely spot on. And I'm just emotional, Dan. Yeah, I'm having a bit. I've had a few. I'm fucking emotional. How you, Tim? Nice to see you.
Mate.
Just want to comment on what Dan said. Once the first goal went in, our heads definitely dropped. Tim, fire that one at you, mate. Heads definitely dropped with that first goal, didn't it?
Well, I mean, it was probably the worst 7 minutes we've played all year, to be honest, after that first goal. Yeah, it certainly seemed like it took the wind out of our sails. I mean, I totally agree that was one of the best 75-minute spells that we've had in a long time, certainly. So, yeah, it's odd because considering the fact what we've expected from this side is that, you know, a team drawing level with us or us going 1-0 down doesn't really mean much because it hasn't done for a few years now. Whereas you kind of felt that when that goal went in, it wasn't really going to go any other way than Leicester kind of doing exactly what they did. I mean, I wasn't expecting it in that fashion. I wasn't expecting it to be that quick, but it kind of like, you could kind of feel it coming once that first goal once the ball kind of rolled into the back of the net, and you thought, well, that was a weird one to give up. You know, that's a bit of a bummer.
Yeah, no, absolutely right, mate. Mick Tomo's just said, last couple of games caused today's, we panicked when they scored and fell apart, all trying too hard. And then obviously Allison say he pulled off a world-class double save just before the exact same attack for the third. Yeah, he's absolutely spot on there. So that first goal, Mick, that we conceded, there's so many things in the build-up to that goal that I want to talk about. So first of all, the foul on the edge of the area, right? The whole debate of whether it was a free kick or a penalty or anything like that. You know, the ref gives a penalty. VAR says it's a free kick on the edge of the area. Can we just talk about the incident anyway? Because the Thiago challenge was fucking stupid.
Yeah, and I think he got a major earful, didn't he, from Hendo? You could see Hendo going, "Why the fuck are you putting your foot out there in such a dangerous position?" And it surprised me that it was given as a free kick and not a pen, to be honest, because the way our look's going at the moment. But and then obviously resulting from that. And then these lines that keep getting drawn, just I don't know what's going on. I honestly, when you look at the benchmark for me is the Mane one against Everton, and if it's level with that or anywhere near similar to that, I just don't know how it can't be given as offside. If they want to, it's just I'm hoping this season's going to be a one-off in terms of absolute shite, and they're going to sort it out by next year. But if it doesn't, then, and this was all for nothing, then I'm going to be even more pissed off. Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right, mate. Tim, I mean, I know we haven't spoken this afternoon, have we, about the game, mate? So, obviously, we're thinking, fuck, we've got away with one there with a penalty. You know, it's not a pen thing, and thank Christ for that. The ball comes in, fucking misses everybody and just goes fucking straight in, you know. And then the way I've always seen football, if a player's in that slight offside position and he's made a goal for the ball, he's disturbing the keeper, he's influencing play, and, you know, so then the goal's given, then it's fucking chalked off, and then it goes back to VAR. Like, yeah, someone's fucking shoelace, the plastic bit on the end of the fucking shoelace is playing him onside. So I don't get it, mate. But fuming isn't the word, really, is it?
I mean, I couldn't personally, when I saw the ball go in, I thought, well, he was definitely offside and he's definitely disrupted him, so it's going to get chalked off. Because I saw both guys run and I thought they're both offside, and he definitely made a play for the ball. So I thought, well, it doesn't matter, it'll get chalked off. And then they showed the replay and he was definitely offside. And I thought, this is definitely going to get chalked off. But hey, listen, we got one VAR decision that went our way, which was, in my eyes, correct in the penalty, and then, you know, our luck returns what it has been for several weeks now, and it kind of threw it in our faces almost straight away. So yeah, I think that the first one right. I think, you know, I'm trying not to be biased as a Liverpool fan, but, you know, when Thiago's foot was outside the area, it wasn't on the line when he made the challenge.
Yeah.
And the second one, I just don't understand, because I mean, I understand the drawing of the lines in certain situations and all that kind of stuff. And I agree with Ian, actually. If it was us, it would have been offside. They would have chalked it off. It's just the way our season's going at the moment.
Yeah.
But I just don't understand. They've marked the line probably about half a foot past Bobby's heel, and Bobby's facing the ball, which means he'd have to have, you know, some sort of weird ankle where he can flex his foot. I just don't understand how they've put the blue line so far away from his ankle and then drawn a line up and just ignored his knee.
Exactly.
I don't understand. And then the position of the shirt is different to the position of the shirt that they used for the Van Dijk offside for the Pickford red card. And then it's a mess. It has been since it's come in. It's been a complete joke, VAR, for football. And people were calling us Liverpool last year, and I wasn't enjoying it. Some of the stuff that went our way. I thought, well, we shouldn't really have that, and some of the stuff that went against us pissed me off even more. So I just don't, at this point, I don't see the point, because they just can't find a medium where it's effective, consistent.
No, you're right, mate, and that's what you've just said, is consistency. And we said a few weeks ago, didn't we, that we need these things to happen so they can look at it and go, right, well, for next season, we're not going to fucking do that because it caused this drama, or we're not going to do that because that hasn't looked right. Because like Mick said, if we have a look at the Mane thing, how it was offside, that has sort of now been corrected in a way now, where a couple of weeks after that Mane incident, some were being classed as a goal, and we were thinking, well, why wasn't the Mane one done? And now it's fucking strict as fuck. It's all along the same line as the Mane one now at Everton. So if they are going to get consistent, then this shit needs to happen. But you are right, mate. It just needs to fucking just drop off. And Dan Reeves has said, who's popped up recently on the podcast, and we appreciate it, mate. Watching everybody's back fit, we're going to be unstoppable again. And that's the thing that we said earlier, didn't we, Mick, about it? And we'll come on to that in a minute. But when we look at the second goal, I don't want to fucking talk about it too much, but again, are you on that, Mick? Are you thinking that's Kabak's fault? Because Kabak is looking at the ball, he's not looking what's behind him, he's doing what a defender should, keep his eye on the ball and go for the ball. Alisson's come way far out of his goal. Has he not screamed enough? Or should the keeper, being the keeper, you're going to come that far out, you fucking flatten everybody and you win that ball? Where do you stand on it?
Well, firstly, wasn't that where Mane got pushed over in the build-up to that goal?
Yeah. Again, it's fucking Origi at Old Trafford all over again.
First and foremost, fuck me, that is a foul. It doesn't matter. All we want is consistency. If that was Kabak and Vardy and they pulled it back and went, that's a foul, we've ruled out your goal because there's a foul here, I'd be like, yeah, fucking hell, fair play, it was a foul. So I don't know how that's not been a factor. But Alisson I think it's just remnants of the last game where he just had a bad game, and that's just filtered into this one as well. Unfortunately, he should be screaming, keeper heading it, or I don't know. It was Kabak's debut, so I don't know. I know Kabak speaks English, and so does Alisson. So there's not like a language barrier there as such. He doesn't know. It's not like he doesn't know how to speak English and he doesn't know what to do. But he's trying to clear it because he thinks Alisson isn't coming, and Alisson knows he's coming. He can see the whole pitch. So I agree with Dan there. It's Alisson's fault, I'm afraid. I mean, he's still the best goalkeeper in the world in my eyes, but stuff like that, he needs to scream his fucking head off, go, Dallies, move the fuck out the way, clear them all out, or do something. Either do that or stay the fuck where you are. And then at least if Kabak makes that a hash of it like he did, and then Vardy's got a one-on-one, he proved in the first half that he's more than capable of stopping a one-on-one against Vardy. So that could have been prevented as well. So it's just one of them, and he's having a bit of a tough period at the moment, like the rest of the team are as well. So it's a luck as well. Like stuff like that's not going our way, and to factor in all the injuries and then stuff like that as well. It's destined for us to not win any games at the moment, and it will change eventually. But it's just there's certain players in the team need to step up and make themselves counted.
Yeah, it's true, mate. I mean, Tomo's obviously said it as well, and I trust Tomo. He's one of the best goalkeepers I've ever seen, so I trust Tomo. Tomo was a cat when we used to play football together, so I fucking trust him. As a goalkeeper, he knows. Dan, says, scrap VAR, please, for fuck's sake. I love that, because again, can we just go back to human error, because we loved it, and it was good talking points, but it's fucking nothing like this. But Tim, still coming on to the stuff that happened in between the second and third goal. Leicester could have got a third immediately. I know it was only a few minutes later, but they could have got a third immediately. And obviously, Alisson makes a great double save, and he goes from making that mistake to thinking, fucking hell, he's the best goalkeeper in the world again. Yeah,
well, I mean, I still think he is the best goalkeeper in the world, and I mean, we're not exactly putting him in positions where he's able to show that on a regular basis. And in terms of, and he made a great double save, but in terms of the second goal, I don't know if you can blame him, because how can he trust what's in front of him if game to game he just doesn't know what's going to be in front of him? So he doesn't have any chemistry to anyone, where like when we saw Joe Gomez and Matip alongside Van Dijk with Alisson in goal, it was almost like they're all on the same wavelength. You know, there was never a situation like that happened between Alisson and Van Dijk. I know the Van Dijk against Arsenal, a couple of passes have gone astray, but that's to do with, I think, overconfidence more than not on the same kind of brainwave. But I just can't. I don't see it as it. I mean, it's someone's fault, but at the same time, I think it's a product of situation rather than someone making a mistake because of a lack of ability. I think that had those two played together, had Kabak known that Alisson loves, sprinting off his line and coming 6 yards out the area to clear stuff like that, he probably would have listened out. But it's his debut. He's coming on. He sees a ball over the top. He sees a chance to bring a ball under control or clear it, and he goes, I'm going to take this. I'm going to have this. I'm going to clear it out. I'm going to settle my nerves a bit. And instead, he, clashed into Alisson, and what happened. So yeah, I mean, I still firmly believe that he's the best keeper in the world. I think Kabak was decent today. So I, take it with a pinch of salt. It's their first time they've ever played together on a football pitch in a Premier League game. So I'd rather it happen in 6 months.
No, I see where you're coming from, mate. I do, but as professionals, it's one of the things where you should be. Those sort of decisions should be fucking understandable. What's going on there? Mick Thomas just said he's trying too hard now for the mistakes in last game, and don't forget. He made his first mistake against Leicester when he did try that baby walk flick, didn't he? Because he'd done the flick at Brighton the week before. So yeah, just go back to basics, Alisson, you sexy bearded bastard or guy, whatever. Yeah. To be fair, Tom was one of them and else, so it's fine. But Mick, I think when you do make a mistake, you sort of like it's like that child thing, and when you got in trouble by your mum and dad, and then you start putting the shopping away, or you start doing the dish without being told, and it's like, what are you doing, you creep? It might be like that for Alisson, might it? You know what I mean? It's like, I've made a mistake now. I want to do extra hard for making up for it. But again, as a fan base, for what Alisson's done for the club since he's come in, it's we're not going to get on his back for shit like this, because Alisson's just one piece of the puzzle that isn't fitting at the minute in terms of the whole. You know what I mean?
Well, he's another one who's going to be affected by, like Tim said, a change in personnel, the systems. We're trying to play the same way. We're just literally putting square holes into I can't even say the words. Square holes into square pegs at the moment. We're trying to fit things in to fit the style of what we do, and we know that a Klopp style is very specific. So, like Kabak today I thought he was quite good. To be fair, there was a few moments where I think he slipped on one, and I was like, oh shit. And then there was another time but his passing looked good, and he was trying to get on the ball and make things happen. But yeah, Alisson will come back stronger after this, because he proved in that game alone that he made some good saves. I think he saved that one you mentioned, Jay, where it was on the line. He saved that, and there was one in the first half where he thwarted Vardy on one-on-one, where you expect Vardy to score. Really should have went round him and probably just slotted it, and we would have been like, fucking hell, 1-0 down. So he's got that there, but he is prone, especially now. Maybe he's feeling a bit. The thing is, though, that what surprised me, because I always thought he was like, he's very mentally strong. So like when he makes a mistake, usually in the past, since he's been at the club anyway, he gets over it pretty quickly. But I think that was a bit of an overhang from the last game that we've seen in him today. He wasn't. I don't think usually he would only come out for that if he knew. If Kabak weren't there, for example, he would come out there and head it away or kick it away as far as he could. But he came out when Kabak was there, and I don't know if he's thinking, the young lads, it's a floating ball over the top. Do I need to come out and maybe support him here? And I don't know if that's. And then the way Kabak kicks it is just perfect for Vardy, and Vardy goes on and scores the fucking easiest goals ever going to score, and it's just worked perfectly with him. And that's what it comes back again about, a bit of luck. We need a bit of luck in those situations where that could have went anywhere. Kabak could have kicked that, and it could have went out for Trent or out to Robbo or out for a throw-in, out for a goal kick, anything, out for a corner for them, whatever. But it went perfectly for them, and it's just we're just riding this wave of shitness at the moment. But we've been blessed in the last 2 years to be so good that it feels worse when stuff's going wrong, and you've just got to take it with a pinch of salt. That it's only a small blip, and we will come back better. Probably next year now. Like we have to focus on fucking Tuesday now and Champions League, I think.
Yeah, you're right, mate. And Tim, just I want to try and be as positive as I can, but obviously we've got to cover the third goal was just an absolute defensive shit show. The square ball that gave it away in the middle of the park, and then obviously defenders were slow and stuff like that. I think the dynamic changed a lot when Jones was brought off at 1-0. I thought that was a bit of a mistake by Klopp. To do that, but obviously his whole game plan was thrown out of proportion when Milner went off early as well, which obviously, playing with a not 100% fit Thiago had an effect on the game. Obviously, he wasn't up to scratch at all. But yeah, the third goal was just a shit show, and by the time that third goal was on its way to being conceded. Our heads were gone, weren't they? You know, so the third goal, it was like, right, well, if it's 2-1, it might as well be fucking 3-1.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the type of goal where it's the type of goal you concede when you're trying to throw over, the kitchen sink at them, and they catch you one bad pass and they catch you on a break, and it's a 1-on-1. That spoke to the defensive naivety more than the other two goals for me, because that was just us playing crappy defense rather than a fluke mistake or a mistake by VAR. So for me, that was probably the best goal he scored all game. So it is what it is. Kabak's caught a bit flat-footed and not square on, so he's not really ready to run with Harvey Barnes. So it's a ball in behind. He's not really prepped. You can tell he's coming a bit cold and not really 100% with it yet. So yeah, I mean, again, pressing down after 75 minutes. Yeah, everyone looks knackered, but then again, can you blame everyone? These guys are playing, have been playing twice a week for kind of 2 months now, and it's not like we have a deep bench anymore that Klopp's going to rotate. And this title race has become, or the Premier League title defense has been ridiculous. It's like seeing Usain Bolt run 100 meters, and then the next time he runs 100 meters, cutting one of his legs off and going, "Yeah, go on then, win it, mate."
Yeah.
And then all this Klopp out stuff's like, "Oh yeah, blame his trainer." So it's ridiculous. No, I can't remember the last time a team had to deal with anything of this level, and to add to it, Milner today again. So it's unrealistic to expect any team with 8 to 10 injuries in their first team, and significant injuries, not guys on the bench, to go and retain a title. So
yeah. No, you're right. You're absolutely right, mate. And Mick, one of the things that where Tim's just saying there, that you've just got to look at things in perspective. So Dan's put here, players deserve to be critiqued on a game-by-game basis, but none of our main lads deserve to be getting abuse or written off. Some people cross the line, unfortunately. He's absolutely spot on, because the fallout from the game this afternoon, we all could have jumped on social media and abused everybody. I think the dickheads that were tagging John Henry and his wife in tweets, calling them shit shows and letting us down and all that sort of stuff, is absolutely fucking disgusting, and it just needs to get in the bin, because it's just fucking ridiculous. And these are the same people that were in nappies during the Hodgson era. Do you know what I mean? It really pisses me off. We were 3 days away from administration. FSG fucking done the business for us. But there are certain circumstances where you can look at FSG and just be like, well, we've known about the defensive crisis since October, so why didn't we have a defender lined up at the beginning of January? Why did it take the last the last day of the window to get someone in? We don't know. We don't know what goes on behind the scenes. The only thing that we can focus on now is these lads that are in this squad. And it's a struggle to see where we go from here, doesn't it? Because there are lots of different circumstances, Mick, with what's going on. I'm really hoping that Wednesday when we play is it Tuesday or Wednesday when we play Leipzig? I can't fucking remember. Tuesday. So I really hope that Tuesday gives us that completely different focus now. We know how much we love the Champions League. Everybody loves the Champions League. We want to go and get 7. One-off games and stuff like that, and form can sort of go out the window, and there's lots of circumstances where we're fucking playing every single game. I'm just hoping that next week, Champions League practice on the shirts, number 6, going for number 7, gives us all a fucking lift and a change of focus.
It's got to, hasn't it? I think me and you have discussed this before. Like, it's got a change of scenery against a good side will be a fresh slate for us. Like, it feels like the last time we played in the Champions League was ages ago, and it's going to be a good test for us. I mean, it's going to be in fucking Hungary or whatever, which is a bit mad, and I don't know where the home game is going to be played, because apparently they were saying it can't be played at Anfield because
supposedly
they'd have to come back and self-isolate from coming to England. So
that's our fucking problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so annoying.
That's in March, so I don't know what's gonna happen with that. But it's on neutral territory, so why the fuck can't we go there and beat them? They've got a really good side, but if we, like you said, it's a one-off. If we can go and even just win 1-0 or get a couple of goals there, that sets us up perfectly for the next round. And I think it'll do wonders for this team to have a fresh impetus in a new competition, not worrying about getting 3 points, just worried about a tournament where it's one off and there's no worries in terms of what we need to keep up with the rest of the pack or whatever, which is fucking ridiculous now because City have just won 3-0, haven't they, against the
It's good for us. That's good for us.
Yeah, it's fucking over. So let's just go out and do as best as we can in the Champions League and see what comes of it. What if we get knocked out, then fucking it's more doom and gloom. But we might as well just go hell for leather in this competition and see how far we can go.
Yeah. Obviously, Dan's just put as well 10 players out after the Milner injury. It's so unprecedented, Tim, isn't it? It really is. Dave's put, would you stick with Kabak for the Champions League game? I would. I think that's probably why he played today, was to bed him in and try and get some minutes in his legs before next week. What about you, Tim?
Yeah, I'd probably say so. And obviously, talking about the injury to the injury list, that's 10 now. I mean, obviously Davis has signed with the club, and it's taken about 5 days before he's now injured as well. So he seems to have caught the bug, which is a bit crap. But yeah, I'd stick with Kabak. I don't see him going any different. It doesn't look like Fabinho is going to be back for the game. So I mean, unless you're going to you could stick, someone else in there, a Reece Williams, but why would you at this point? You go all out, stick Kabak at the back and try and play as strong a midfield as possible. And hey, look, I think we're still a talented enough team where even if we find a little bit of form in front of goal and we start score 2-3 times in a game and actually kind of catch fire, that we could still go toe to toe with anyone in Europe over a 2-game span. I still believe that we are capable of beating the best teams over the course of 2 games, because we seem to play better against them. I know the game against Leicester the result didn't really show that, but for 75 minutes we were definitely the better team. And if we play like that against most teams in Europe, I would fancy our chances. So yeah, I think the Champions League still, reasonably, doable in terms of winning it or making a final. So it'll be interesting to see how it develops, and we just gotta keep our fingers crossed that there aren't any more injuries. Maybe a couple of people come back, but until then, we just gotta do with what we've got at the moment, and it is what it is. So,
I swear, right, Tim, have you ever watched Love Island?
Yeah.
Right, so the most common phrase that they say on there is "it is what it is," right? And you've said that's your hat trick now. You've said that 3 times, right? So going forward, we're gonna have like a Love Island swear jar, and every time you say it, we're gonna put some money, in our Copite charity bucket, right? And I'm gonna put money in here every time you say "it is what it is." And everybody who's watching, call him out on it. 'Cause if I miss it, fucking say it. But obviously, Timbo, our number 20 is missing now. We're really hoping our number 20 is back as soon as possible. And what's he called?
Number 20?
Yeah.
Who's number 20?
Really hope he's number 20.
Hold on, Diego, hold on. Sorry.
There you go. There you go. We love it. Obviously, there's the Gini Wijnaldum situation as well, Mick. He wasn't on fire, as it's such a shame. Is Tom all right? Is he thinking about where he's going? Is that him done now?
I don't know. Well, the longer this goes on and he's not signed the contract, the more part of me think that he is going, because it's going to be March very soon. His contract is very close to ending very soon, and the longer it goes on, the less confident I am. So yeah, I think it is his little swan song, and I just hope we go on a bit of a run in the Champions League. Like in March, Hotter should be back, Keita should be back. We should have a bit of a better squad. Like Tim said, we haven't got the resources to just drop into the rest of the squad and go, right, you guys fill the gaps and we can carry on as normal. We haven't got the luxury of that. Like, we had fucking
no, it's true.
We had who do we have on the bench today? We had Clark's on the bench today. Clarkson, Neco Williams, Reece Williams, Phillips, just players that really, in hindsight, if you had a full squad, they wouldn't be anywhere near the team, would they? If we had a full strength, they would be nowhere near that first team. The fact that on the bench, prepared to come on at any moment, just in case we get an injury, it shows just how far we've came in terms of just getting pure injuries all over the pitch. But Yeah, I hope Genie does sign ultimately, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think
it's going to happen, mate. I think we're going to have another Emre Can situation on our hands, and we've said this before, haven't we? But maybe when we look at this squad, the majority of this squad has been together since 17, 18. Some players have been here longer than that. And, Sky Sports did a graphic the other week about the players that played in the Champions League final and how many of them, are still playing now. And that says a lot for a lot of sides. Now, there's always... Fergie was brilliant at building a squad that won league titles and won Champions League, and then he dismantled the squad either a year or two later. Maybe now we have to experience that as a fan base. And look at City; they went on a 2-year streak of winning the league, albeit we pushed them all the way in two of those seasons really. And then obviously last year was an anomaly for them, and they fell off, and they've come back and it looks like they're going to win the league again. So we can do this again. A little bit of rebuilding, we can do that, and it can go our way again next year. Obviously, that's just something I don't want to touch, because I don't even want to get into conversation of who's going to leave this football club, i.e. the front three. I don't even want to talk about that at the minute, because we'll worry about that at the end of the season. Let's get behind the boys. But one thing I am worrying about right now, boys, and we might as well talk about it, because I'm not one for spreading rumours or anything like that, but right now there's quite a lot of rumours going around, and I'm getting WhatsApps while this podcast is on of saying that Klopp's walked. Now, I don't believe that is a fucking thing. I think people are getting fucking et up over the fact that there's a WhatsApp going round of saying, I've heard it from several different people that Klopp's walked, and Betfred have apparently stopped taking bets on the next manager to leave and all that bullshit. So, not one to spread rumours, boys, but that's an interesting development, which I just think's a load of crap. I think if somebody's probably heard that Klopp's had special dispensation to go back home to Germany to be with his family after his mum passing away, and they've probably put 2 and 2 together and got fucking 5,000. The fact that Klopp's walked when he hasn't, he's probably just fucking gone home for a few days to get away from this shit show of fucking abuse he's getting, the media, and he wants to be home with his family, which is absolutely fine. But yeah, Tomo, yeah, it's absolutely true, mate. People just search for Klopp on Twitter and other people talking about it, but I just think it's absolute bullshit.
You know what it is, Jay? It's this. I found it hilarious, because Anfield Edition got suspended, didn't he? Genius thought, I'll make a little parody account, and they fool everyone. So
yeah,
I don't know if you can see that.
Breaking Jurgen Klopp. Oh, fuck off.
Fuck off. Obviously, if you click on the profile, it says a parody account, but it's got 111 retweets, 61 quote tweets. So people are
idiots. This is the thing. People are idiots. Yeah.
So it's obviously not true. I would drop to the floor if that actually happened, because I don't think
it wouldn't.
There's no way.
He's got no reason to leave. He's got no fucking reason to leave whatsoever. He's under no pressure from us as a fan base, because we fucking love him. He's under no pressure from the owners, because the whole situation with the way the team is the last 2 years in terms of like the COVID situation and money, each party can have a go at each other party. Well, you've not, even if the rumours are true where Klopp got pissed off with FSG because they didn't give him money, or FSG are pissed off with Klopp because of the way the team's playing, it's 6-1 after the other. There's so many fucking circumstances the last couple of years with COVID. I can't believe I'm saying that last couple of years. It's ridiculous what's going on. But it's a load of bollocks. He's been our most successful manager in years. Do you know what I mean? And it's unfathomable that man would leave. And Klopp's not the type of person to just go, fuck off, I can't be asked to do anything, leave him. He's a better human being than that shit. So yeah, it is definitely bullshit. And to be fair, Dan, I'd cry like a baby as well. Tim, your thoughts on that? It's all fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I think I think people understand that Liverpool are currently going through a patch where they're, open for criticism, whereas they haven't been the last couple of years. We've been almost perfect as a side. I think even the year we lost the Premier League to City by a point or whatever it was. I think most people appreciated that we were probably a better side than City were that year, especially because we beat them in the Champions League.
Yeah.
So I think it's just people just jumping on any chance they can get to jump on the club, because I think that they know that this is going to be short-lived. I think they know that this is very temporary, and that they understand that Liverpool are keeping up in it with a top 4 race with essentially 10 8 to 10 starters out. So I think that they're jumping on a train and just enjoying the ride while they can, because they know when this squad is at full strength, they're probably going to walk the league again, because I actually think they're that good, considering what we've seen this year from the likes of City, who, as good as they've been, are only 13 points ahead of us, which sounds quite a bit, but considering how bad we've been, it's not actually that much. Yeah. So yeah, I think that it's people just getting their punches in while we're down. So I don't really pay much attention to it. I don't pay much attention to Twitter. Every time I look at hashtag Klopp out, it's a bunch of Man United and Chelsea fans. So yeah, exactly. So I don't pay attention to anything. I'll listen to stuff like that when it comes from the club or an official account. So
good man. Mick, before we go, I'm just gonna, because Tomo's just put in a comment that deserves a little chat about. FSG need to back Klopp this summer, as there is more personnel needed, and we didn't do it last summer. We didn't do it last summer. I hope he's meaning the summer before, when we got Seth Vandenberg, because I think we might have signed a few names in the summer, Tomo. I think we might have got a couple. I think, you know, that lad who nobody knew. What was his name? Played as a number 6. That's the one. Yeah. The other fellow that arrived a couple of days later, what was he called?
Diago.
No. The one that was the day after.
The one that was
number 20.
Huh?
Number 20.
Hotter.
Huh?
That's what I said. Oh, sorry. I thought you were starting with Diego. Sorry, I was trying.
But yeah, no. Again, no major signing. Fucking hell, Tomo. What's a major signing in your book, lad? Fucking hell. What do you want, an Mbappe? Hey, fucking hell. Good job, I love you. I don't know what Tom was talking about. I think Tom might have had a few beers today. Or he's not sold enough cars today, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I think the whole FSG thing was the summer ragged on for a long time, didn't it, Mick? In terms of, like, we're not getting it. He really does. Yeah, he wants Mbappe. Fair play, mate. Yeah, the summer went on a little bit longer, didn't it, Mick, where it was a case of we're not getting it, and then all of a sudden, towards the end of when the window was closing, Thiago pops up and Diogo Jota pops up. So in terms of this summer, Mick, is it a case of Tomo's right and FSG need to back him, or they need to be a bit more clearer with what they're doing? Because 2 centre-backs on the last day of the transfer window is not really the best way to sort things out, is it?
No, and I think we might see quite a few shifts this summer. Like, I was going to ask you guys what you thought about the Ox. I mean, he's quite well liked amongst Liverpool fans, but I just feel like, I know he's came back from a long injury, but today I see him coming on, and I was like, I'm not sure about him coming on for Curtis Jones. I mean, Curtis Jones is learning quite well, and when he comes off, it kind of, the midfield kind of falls apart. I don't know what you guys think about Ox in terms of his future. I know he's still young and whatever, and he's coming back from a long injury, so you've got to give him some leeway in that regard. But would you, if an offer came in for Ox in the summer, would you get rid?
I think you'd have to, wouldn't you? Those, again, no offence to him. I thought when we signed him, it was a good signing, and then it was unfortunate that the Roma injury just came at the time it did, because he definitely probably would have started the Champions League fight. He might have offered something else. You know what I mean? So it's been a shame for him, but I think he's been a great personality at the club. I really do. But it says a lot when the Ox is fit, Thiago wasn't, and Thiago came on before Ox did. So for me, that just shows the pecking order straight away. I think everybody would have felt okay with Thiago not coming on, because before the match it was known that he was injured. So I think it would have been okay if it was not to see him. So I do think Ox is what it will be, one of the players to leave. But he'll leave with a thank you and hugs and kisses from everybody, and a thank you like the way the line left.
Yeah, and I think it's like, I'm just looking now. He's 20. He's going to be 28 in August, so he's getting on. And it's
belt of a comment.
Yeah, that's, I mean, yeah, things could. Yeah, exactly that.
Belt of a comment. Belt of a comment. That done.
There's a few players where you think, like, are they going to want to stick around? The likes of Shaq, is he happy with a bench role? And I mean, Keita, if, like we've said, if Keita comes back after like all this time out and gets injured again, what happens with him? I mean, I love Keita, and on his day, he's top quality and can provide real good Klopp midfield qualities in terms of carrying abilities, defending, pressing, all the stuff you want in a Klopp midfield. He can provide it, but if he keeps getting injured, like I said on the team news pod, availability is one of the best abilities you can have, and unfortunately, Ox and Keita haven't got that ability at the moment. So it's going to be an interesting one in terms of him. Origi's definitely got to go for me, and if you add all these up, maybe 3 or 4 sales, and that could pave the way for another maybe 1 or 2 sales that come in. For me,
yeah, you're right. So, what do you reckon? Then 50 million for Origi, 60 for the Ox. We'll get Shaqiri off for 45.
Yeah, 90 for Origi, I reckon, just for the
90 for Origi.
Just for the Champions League goal alone. That's fucking, and the Barcelona goals. Surely that's worth 45 mil each.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we'll put that on a DVD and just send it round to clubs and just say, look, this is what he can offer you. Just fucking take him, and then we'll get Haaland on a loan deal for like 0 down and 0 month for a long, long time. You know what I mean? And then we won't pay that, and then he'll get injured at some point after he's won the Ballon d'Or. Yeah. So I'm loving it. I love this plan. I really do. But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. But at the end of the day, let's just keep our heads up. Got a game in Europe next week, which will be great. We will obviously be here for that team news. We will be here for the preview. Reds in Europe. We get to do Reds in Europe. This graphic will change to blue and purple, which is fantastic. We get to play our heavy metal theme tune next week, which is great. We get to talk about European football. Fucking brilliant. Big ears. I'm excited, boys. I am. Fucking 8 foot. I'm just glad the hockey season's back. It gives me something to focus on. It really does. My team's in the playoffs, and we might make the playoffs for the first time in 4 years. So I'll be very happy with that. Yeah. So listen, let's not take up any more of anybody's Saturday night. It's 8 o'clock, and we appreciate everybody that's joined us tonight. We really do. I know you're clamoring for it this afternoon, but me, Mick, and Tim, we couldn't be asked. And them two were pulling their hair out. I was pulling what's left of my hair out. So it was one of the things we just weren't doing it, and I'm glad we've done it now. Once again, boys, I feel much better. So again, thanks for Tomo for joining us, mate. Daniel Gerard Reeves, again, appreciate you as always, mate. Dan, again, thanks for coming, mate. And yeah, Tim, thank you very much as always, mate. Mick, thank you very much. Yeah, Dan, make sure you're on again, pal, because your middle name's amazing. Yeah, and we'll just see you next time. Just don't look at the league table. Just crack on, try and be positive. I know it's hard. Stick the Champions of Europe DVD in from 2019. Stick the Champions DVD in from last year. Or just fuck it, turn all sports off and go and have a wank. It really doesn't matter. Yeah, just enjoy yourselves. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Ciao.